The HVAC Business Academy is offering an operational effectiveness one-day workshop for the Milwaukee Stove dealers on November 13th. If you like, you can download the agenda attached to the bottom of this email. We look forward to seeing you there. In addition to the workshop, we'll be offering a 45-minute overtime session immediately afterwards to explain the HVAC Business Academy. If what you see and hear about the Academy makes sense for you and your business, you'll be invited to join. Sign up for the workshop and the optional overtime session by clicking the registration button below. Thanks for the opportunity to be of service. God bless and go make it happen. Hello, I'm Tom Whitman from the HVAC Business Academy. Welcome to the first of a series of tips from the Academy. Today's episode will explore how some of the most successful HVAC companies ensure success. These companies know if the business is profitable every day by measuring performance and benchmarks, knowing exactly why their company did or didn't make a profit every day, have the ability to improve results in 2 days or less, and equip their employees to identify and correct performance issues on a daily basis. Performance results are measured against predetermined benchmarks for replacement sales, service, and installed revenue. When all benchmarks are met or exceeded, the company is in a position to be profitable. But if not, the company isn't, and the problem is quickly identified. For example, let's pretend that this company's sales division needs to sell $4,000, generate 2.5 leads, and complete 2 presentations per day, and close an average of 40% to be in position to achieve profit benchmarks. 5 days into the month, results seem to be on track. But 10 days into the month, it's a different story. We know with absolute certainty that the company is not meeting their profit benchmarks, and we also know why. Closing percentages are way too low. Measuring results would be a waste of time if we didn't have the ability to quickly correct problems along the way. One of the resources the HVAC Business Academy makes available is called the Business Lifeline. Simply put, the Lifeline delivers solutions to tough business problems. Submit your challenge and receive an email video response in 2 days or less. So let's suppose the Lifeline challenge for this situation is how to overcome I need to think about it. Today's Lifeline, we're going to discuss how to handle I need to think about it. First of all, oftentimes when a customer needs to think it over, the first thing we want to do is find out by when they're going to be making a decision. In other words, get it down to a specific date. That way, we'll have something to work with. It would go something like this. If the customer says, well, Tom, I really appreciate everything that you're proposing to do, but we just need to think about it. The response would go something like this. I understand. My wife and I would never make a decision like this without thinking it through ourselves. We certainly want to make sure we don't overpay for anything. Let me ask you, how soon will you be making a decision? Would it be safe to say within the next month, the next week, maybe a few days? Right now, you need to be very quiet, listen, and let the customer respond. But you also want to make certain to get it down to a specific date. Let's say the customer says, oh, we'll be making a decision in 2 weeks, say a week from next Friday. Then your response would be something like this. Oh, okay, a week from next Friday, that's soon. I see. Listen, oftentimes I visit my customers 2 or 3 times to review the scope of the work, the equipment selection, and the different parameters about the project before any final decision is made. That's pretty normal. And you say you're probably going to be looking towards making a decision by next Friday. I have an opening around 5 o'clock. How about we schedule a time for me to pop by, take a look at the equipment selection and the scope of work, and work with it until you're comfortable with the selection and the price, and then we can discuss the possibility of scheduling the work. Okay? At this point, you have to assume the sale of resetting that call with confidence. Assume this is a natural part of the process, and by resetting the appointment before you leave the home, you just increase the odds of you capturing and winning that sale by over 60%. If you're running into this problem frequently, you may be bumping into a few other things that are missing with the sales presentation. So I'm also going to recommend that you go back to the sales process in your sales workout module, your mobile application, just to review the sales evaluation worksheet to see if there's any gaps that are left out. Find the gaps, tighten it up, work it out. And with that, you should be equipped to go make it happen. And that's your Lifeline tip of the day. Tips from the Academy Episode 2 will review service performance benchmarks, and the Lifeline tip of the day will be not charging for all the work.